Tony, you've walked it as a coach. Brandy, you've lived it as a player. What is that moment like?
Well, it's game time. You know, as a coach, you hope you've prepared them right. You hope you've put them in the right mental frame. You smile at them before you walk out, because you walk out first, and you just congratulate them from being here, and good luck.
And as a player, it's time to put your game face on. It's time to throw away everything that's happened to this moment. It's time to walk out of the tunnel and make your dream come true.
It's 3.9 pounds, but when you lift it, how heavy is it?
Actually, at that point, when you've won it, it's very light. You thrust that thing up into the air, but the weight of it beforehand is actually the burden to the players.
This is an intriguing match. It's a contrasting style. Will Japan beat the USA for the first time ever on the sport's biggest stage? Or will Abby Wambach continue to carry this team?
Japan, artistry, majesty on the field. Of course, the intrinsics of what they need for their nation, and the United States. Capturing magic against Brazil, then against France in the semifinal. Two compelling teams. They walk out for the World Cup final. Ian Darke, Julie Foudy are inside. Ian?
Bob, many thanks indeed. Well, are you sitting comfortably? I hope you still are by the end of all this, because I think what's about to follow might be pretty dramatic in common with the rest of this Women's World Cup, particularly the USA's rocky road to this final.
There were a lot of people who thought they would not be standing in the tunnel on this final day. And there they are. They've proved all the doubters wrong, and I think that's what really driven them in this World Cup.
Shot of Abby Wambach there, who scored in the last 3 games to establish herself as the torchbearer for the USA team. Nearly 50,000 fans in the stadium here in Frankfurt, one of the most well-appointed in the whole of Germany. Support for this tournament has been phenomenal from the host nation. 74,000 at the opening match, nearly 16 million viewers to watch the host nation played, and the crowds have been maintained even though the hosts have been knocked out these past 8 days. Now what a moment for these players as they make their entry here, because none of them have ever played in a World Cup final before. Julie, you have, and won it.
And I think actually that plays into Japan's hands, because they weren't even expected to be here. No one thought Japan would make it to the final, and so they're playing with nothing to lose. They're playing for their country with tremendous pride. The question is, are they of the mindset that they're just happy to be here, having never been here, or can they push on and actually hold that World Cup above their head?
I think they'll want to win it all right, and they've been a sweet passing side right the way through this tournament, leading some observers to compare them with Barcelona, the great male team. I might be stretching it a bit, but they do play some very, very attractive football. Pitch is in absolutely fantastic condition. And just listen to the atmosphere. The USA ranked number 1 in the world. Japan with the highest ever ranking this year of number 4. But Japan has never beaten the United States in 25 attempts. As always in the build-up, the national anthems, starting with that of Japan, Kimigayo, reckoned to be the oldest national anthem in the world. Players looking to bring back a semblance of a smile to a grieving nation. A lot of mutual support for them here.
Now the national anthem of the USA. Und nun die Nationalhymne der USA.
Great support in the stadium, and great support, I know, all over the United States on the occasion of this Women's World Cup final. 12 years since the US won it. 12 years and 1 week, to be exact. So the team news for today: Japan have made only one change to their lineup in the entire tournament. They're led by their national treasure, Homari Sawa, and they have Naomi Kawashimi keeping her place after a 2-goal World Cup debut in the semi.
And all the focus will be on that national treasure, number 10 in her 5th World Cup, Homari Sawa, co-leading this World Cup with 4 goals, and she has literally carried this team into the final. Can she now carry them to the cup?
Pictures for the photo album for both teams, and then it will be down to business. By the way, the time in Japan is coming up to 3:45 in the morning, but I'm told millions have stayed up to watch this. It's a public holiday tomorrow, which helps, of course. Well, Germany, the hosts, were knocked out, but Bibiana Steinhaus will be in charge. Christy Rampone and Homari Sawa, the two captains. Bibiana Steinhaus, good enough to be considered to referee in the men's Bundesliga here in Germany. She's already refereeing in the 2nd division. One of the best around. Final words in the huddle. Let's go and win it. Here's the USA side. 2 changes. Defender Rachel Buehler returns from suspension, and Megan Rapinoe replaces Amy Rodriguez.
And you'll see here that Lauren Cheney moves forward alongside Abby Wambach, with Rapinoe going on that left side. So they may be in, that is a 4-4-2 right there. They may be in more like a 4-4-1-1 based on U.S. coach Pia Sundhage's comments at the beginning of the game.
Hope Solo, who performed those heroics in the shootout against Brazil. The Japanese side really have been a revelation here. Having seen them play against the USA only 3 months ago, it was hard to imagine that they would make this final. But they've improved immeasurably, look sharper, and their passing is something to behold. Sawa in her 5th World Cup, and Abby Wambach, now joint top American World Cup scorer of all time alongside Michelle Akers. Gets a hat-trick here. She'll be the leading World Cup scorer from any nation, anywhere, anytime. Piece of cake, really.
I think she would take that one, Ian.
Japan getting us underway here in their 1st World Cup final. The USA looking to make it a record 3 Women's World Cup wins. And straight away, Lauren Cheney looking to put Iwashimizu under pressure. She's done exactly that. Wambach's waiting in the middle. Chance straight away. She went for the shot. And goalkeeper Coyote made the save.
And you cannot ask for a better start than that from the United States. And here you're seeing the pace of Lauren Cheney up front. Does well to try and take it along that inline and just needs to slide it across rather than trying to go for the shot, because there's Abby Wambach sitting right there in the middle of the goal. But an excellent start for the United States already. First minute.
Cheney wasn't even in the team leading up to the championships. She's now been nominated for the MVP of the entire tournament. May have just picked the wrong option there, though, if we're honest. Cheney's corner. And this is a big test for the smaller Japanese defence. They did pass the test when they knocked out the host Germany.
But that's what Japan wants to avoid. Set pieces and corner kicks for the United States plays right into their hands. And the U.S. is going to press this first 5 minutes.
Rachel Buehler back in the side today after her red card against Brazil. Now Heather O'Reilly. It's not her best cross. It's an interesting point. O'Reilly had an absolutely storming match against Japan in North Carolina a few months ago. And she might be a test for the left back there, Samashima. Pia Sundhage not put a foot wrong so far, the American coach.
No, she's been impressive with all her adjustments in this World Cup. But you're right, that's going to be a great matchup with Heather O'Reilly and Samashima on the right side of U.S.'s offense.
Lapelbet giving an early touch of the ball to goalkeeper Hope Solo, who I understand from my spies is leading the race to be named the tournament's top goalkeeper. That award, with many others, will be made after the final whistle here, including who wins the golden ball, given to the top player of the tournament.
Here's Homar Sawa and Rapinoe, Megan Rapinoe battling. And Japan wants to play a physical game. They've got to show not only possession, but some bite with that.
Loose ball from Shannon Potts. Here's the speedy Ono. Japan scored 3 goals against Sweden in the semi-final. They really played them off the park, as their coaches are fond of saying on that occasion. Really played quite brilliantly at times. Sawa. Ahead of it is Ando, and the ball just had too much weight on it. Well, the USA being caught out. Now then, what are the keys first for Japan, Julie, do you think here?
Well, the first one is just what we talked about. Sasaki is always talking about their coach not only having a good possession game, but having a lot of bite to go with it defensively, which has always been the criticism of Japan in the past. And the second one is they cannot afford to give up set pieces to the United States near their goal. The U.S. will win that aerial duel.
Is Megan Rapinoe restored to the starting lineup here, having been left out at the start of the tournament. Amy Rodriguez has been left out. For the USA, what do they have to do for you?
They keep talking about the need for better possession, and I could not agree more. The last thing you want to do against a Japan team that holds the ball as well as they do is to chase for 90 minutes. So that will be their best defense, is a good offense. And the second thing is early pressure, right? Like that, to disrupt Japan's possession game.
Ball was given away by Krieger. 1 or 2 little nervous touches early on. You'd expect that on this huge stage. None of these players will have ever played a match as big as this one. Sakaguchi, who for me has been fantastic in this tournament, that time just a little bit too long for Kozue Ando, who's winning her 90th cap today.
Well, this first 5 minutes of a World Cup final are all about who's going to dictate that pace, who's got the nerves, and you could see the U.S. just wanting to come out flying. Japan was fortunate that they didn't go down 1-0 in that first minute, and they've weathered that.
Buehler's header. Sawa quickly into possession there, determined to play a key role in what might be her last World Cup game. Kawasumi with the layoff. to Kinga, who's played every single game for Japan in the last 2 World Cups. Sakaguchi trying a lot from a long, long way up. Bit too far, really. I don't think you're going to beat Hope Solo from there. Now here's Abby Wambach. The big hope for the USA from Rochester, New York. Nico Brothers Bar is full in that particular town at the moment with US fans. Suspect it's not the only bar that's full.
And good, simple decision by Megan Rapinoe there to hold the ball and keep possession. It didn't end up with the United States in the end, but those are the little decisions they're going to need on the field today.
Kinga, that's off Rapinoe and behind. US team with 3 Californians, 3 from New Jersey, 1 from Washington State, 1 from New York State, 1 from Illinois, and 1 from Indiana. The Japan side were shown by their coach Norio Sasaki before the quarterfinal slides of the earthquake and tsunami damage just to remind them that the nation that they were representing and trying to lift. That hasn't happened before this game, I understand it, in the dressing room. The coach said now they can be motivated by the confident way they're playing.
And they are. They're just pulling teams apart. We've always known Japan was a very good team, but no one expected this type of run for them at this World Cup, especially given the last 4 months. There were some players who weren't even sure they could continue to play soccer.
One of those was the left back, Aya Samashima, who closed Club Tepco Merise, based where the troubled nuclear power plant is at Fukushima. The club closed down, and Samashima has moved to Boston Breakers. So she's teammates with Cheney, Bueller, Lapelbet, and a couple of the substitutes today, Cox and O'Hara. One back on the chase, back by Ibishimizu. These 2 central defenders for Japan have stood up to all the tests, really. So far, their only defeat against England in a group game. Now then, here's Rapinoe. Cheney waiting in the middle with Wambach as well. Oh, and very, very nearly. Once again, the predatory Lauren Cheney on the near post.
Oh, and this whole play was started by the beautiful ball into the corner by Shannon Box. And what a great run by Lauren Cheney. She's making that near post run, and this is what Megan Rapinoe brings to a game. Brought in to start for the first time, and oh, so close again for the United States.
Great effort, really, from Cheney. Very unlucky. Well-worked and well-fashioned move by the US. We'd like to welcome all the men and women in uniform stationed around the world watching the game via the American Forces Network, AFN. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. Lloyd does well. Wambach from range. And it's over the bar. Good start, fast start from the US.
And good penetrative dribble by Carly Lloyd that then sets up Abby Wambach. She'll take him from all ranges. Kaihori, the goalkeeper for Japan, has been known sometimes to drop them from distance, so I'm sure the United States is going to test that early on tonight.
There's been a problem for Japan, the size of their goalkeepers. They actually have a project going among basketball and volleyball players to see if they can find some more goalkeepers who might be a bit taller.
And for some of the criticism she took coming into this World Cup, poor decisions, bobbles some balls off her line, she has been outstanding. Was tremendous against Germany in that quarterfinal as they started launching balls in.
This Sakaguchi, cross to Kumagai. Sawa says, give me the ball, I'll orchestrate everything. She's got a hat-trick against Mexico and joint top scorer in the tournament on 4 with the Brazilian Mata. Though Mata would win the golden ball at the moment if there were no additions because she has more assists. The Palbeck in a race with Ono down the side, and they've carefully paraded that out of play.
And here's the Megan Rapinoe ball across. She faces up, and look at this confidence. Just finds a little gap and tries to sneak it in that near post. Good run again by Lauren Cheney. Those are so hard when you're past the near post to get on frame.
Here's Ali Krieger, who's over an ankle injury to play in this game. The speedy winger, Heather O'Reilly. Krieger again, it's crossed in towards Wambach. Chance here, Carly Lloyd! Couldn't keep it down. Wonderful opportunity. They've got to make these count.
Good sequence by the United States, and Shannon Box just trying to fly one into Abby Wambach on that back post, and Carly Lloyd in the perfect position to clean up, and she hits it really well. Unlucky a little bit, and that one didn't end up on target because she got that one on the sweet spot. But the U.S. 3 good looks early on, and you have to eventually start finishing these in a World Cup final. They will come back to bite you.
Cheney waiting for support in the middle, looks up for Wambach. A Rapinoe! And there's another one that's gone begging.
Good presence of mind, though, by Lauren Cheney here, because what she does is she sees she's still got no one in the box behind her, so she waits, she draws. And a good run again by Megan Rapinoe, and just didn't get a hold of it. But well done by Lauren Cheney to wait and then find the seam.
How important will those moments be later on? One of the golden rules of this game is you have to make your periods of ascendancy tell. And the USA are certainly in the ascendancy at the moment.
What a wonderful first 13 minutes for the United States, who have been known to start a little bit slow. Haven't seen any of that in this final.
Japan will just look to move into their passing rhythm. I think the USA will be quite happy to let them have the ball around there. And then I think the pressing will start when they get towards the halfway line. That's the plan anyway, so we understand it.
Yeah, very similar to basketball. I'll give you the outside zone behind the three-point arc. When you start to penetrate in the paint, then we press down.
Amy Lepalvet, one of the quieter members of the side. She's improved as the tournament's gone on after a slightly nervy start. It's a Shannon Box. In her third World Cup, she scored in the other two World Cups she's played in. Key figure, veteran midfield player. She doesn't mind me using that word. I think it's true.
Seasoned.
Only veteran in soccer terms, of course. Rapinoe, that's a bit long this time. Sawa. And his Puma guy, who's only 20, the young defender who's really taken the eye. She was the under-20 captain for Japan here in Germany at the tournament last summer. So he likes it around here.
Well done by the United States, just staying patient and compact defensively.
Wambach wins the header. The time Lauren Cheney just losing her footing. She's back in her natural position, really playing as a central striker, the role they designed for her here, wide on the left. It was just a way, really, of getting her into the side because she was suddenly seen to be a key player.
She's been tremendous in this World Cup, and the concern in the beginning was that you didn't have the pace of an Amy Rodriguez up top, and that Abby Wambach and Lauren Cheney played very similarly. But you can see just in these first 15 minutes, that hasn't been the case at all. Both getting in behind Japan's back line.
Shimizu. Japan can't really get anything going as an attacking force as yet. Christy Rampone across to Rachel Bueller. It's a bit on the ambitious side. The keys from the coach were possession and sophistication. Well, happy birthday to Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, who is 57 today. We'll echo those thoughts. I'm told Hillary Clinton ended a press conference today with the Greek Foreign Minister with the words, "Go USA." Soccer fever in the USA.
Tweeted by President Obama, wishing them good luck.
Lloyd.
I love the new social media. You just tweet messages. You get a message from the president now. We never got a tweeted message. There was no such thing.
That can have its advantages as well, by the way. I'm told USsoccer.com had something like 600,000 hits on the day of the France semi-final the other day, which is some kind of record. Now then, Wambach. Here's Lloyd trying her luck again. Not got the shooting boots on yet. Rapinoe, much involved. That's a fine ball for Cheney. Back to Rapinoe again. This is a very good move. Wambach's waiting in the middle. It's wasted. Needed pulling back, really.
U.S. doing such a good job just getting into that box. And here you can see what a beautiful run by Megan Rapinoe to come out of midfield. No one tracks her, and she says, I'm just going to take a chance that the keeper, which happens sometimes, will cheat off their line. Kaori, though, stayed pretty true to her post there. But again, the U.S. has to start finishing some of these chances early on. 7 shots for the United States.
I think a lot of the neutrals, bearing in mind what the nation of Japan has been through in recent months, are willing them to win, but there is big American support in the stadium. A lot of people have flown out late to join the party. Many of them have been here right the way through the tournament, following the USA around. Samashima chipping it forward. The World Football Challenge continues on ESPN2 Monday night as the Vancouver Whitecaps take on Premier League side Manchester City. The 2011 Herbalife World Football Challenge on ESPN2. That's Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern. Miyama inside. Another of the players who's been nominated for the MVP of the whole tournament. Box. Very good piece of play. Now O'Reilly. Again looking to run at Samashima. Has to go back again to Krieger, who needs to find the right kind of cross. Came to Wambach. Lepalbet. Good flowing football. Lepalbet's attempted shot. She's never scored for the USA in over 50 appearances so far, the defender.
Why not start in the World Cup final? I like that, though. In good sequence by the United States. Again, they are finding a good rhythm, so there's lots to applaud there. The challenge is not getting frustrated by the lack of production at the end of it. Staying patient, but pressing.
Sakaguchi. Across to Kumagai, the number 4. Number 2 is Yukari Kinga. And so far the USA's strategy looks to be working perfectly. With carved out chances, not taking them. Here's O'Reilly again. Miyama's long ball forward. And played by Ando. Ono trying to get on the end of it. The covering's good again. They might just need one moment, one magical little moment. Japan, they do have players who can pick the locks of any defence. Miyama and Sawa in particular. That's Ono looking for the reverse ball. The USA team have been very pumped up around this tournament, certainly were around the hotel laughing and joking. I think they looked at a few little fun tapes by way of just relieving the tension on the eve of the tournament.
There's wonderful camaraderie coming out of the U.S. team, and a lot of talk about how they're playing all together, 21 of them, for one purpose, one goal, and to finish it off.
Here's Kawasumi. Oh no. Didn't think that one was oh no as well.
It's going to be difficult to score on Hope Solo from that distance. And you can see Pia Sunagan giving some directions to Megan Rapinoe, quite animated.
Omari Sawa, and then Amy Lepelbet with the header forward for the United States. Look at the pressure on the ball there from Rapinoe, but illegally that time. Megan Rapinoe, whose mother Denise, a waitress at Jack's Grill, I think it is, isn't it, in Redding, North California, has saved money, changed all her shifts to come out and see her daughter play. And I think the bar is full of fans, isn't it?
If they could put a double cheeseburger on for me, that would be great. I'm dying for one.
You get more than one if they win. Miyama towards Kawasumi on the near post. Just a little better from Japan in the last 2 or 3 minutes. A reminder, if the scores do finish level after 90 minutes, there will be 30 minutes of extra time, and if necessary, the dreaded, dramatic penalty shootout at the end of it all. And it would be shades of 1999 all over again, when the USA triumphed in front of 90,000 fans at the Rose Bowl against China. Randy Chastain will tell you all about it.
That was remarkable that the penalty kicks against Brazil actually happened on the 12-year anniversary. I didn't know that going into the game. When I got that handed across, I thought, no way! It's so eerie with the similarities. Third penalty kick saved. Fifth one scored by 2 defenders in '99, Brandy. Now by Ali Krieger.
And you escaped having to take one. Here's O'Reilly. Linked up well with Krieger down that side during this tournament. The USA do get the corner kick here under the roof, which has been put across the top of the stadium by order of Sepp Blatter, the FIFA president, who does not want later presentations to take place in the rain. I have to tell you, it's not raining now.
And Sepp makes an order, you listen. You know that, Ian. On that back post, Abby Wambach. This is the target for the United States, as we've seen.
Headed down. It wasn't Wambach who got it. It was Shannon Box, in fact, but Wambach has the ball now. And Japan breathe again.
And Kaori does well to hold this here, because when that's bouncing in front of you, that can pop out easily. But the U.S. will be trying for those set pieces all game. They have such an aerial advantage against Japan, one of the shorter teams in this tournament.
Lepelbet goes for the Hollywood ball and finds it as well. Right the way across the broad canvas to O'Reilly. Krieger, who scored the decisive penalty, the right back playing that one forward against Brazil. And she told us she'd never taken one since an under-16 regional event. Miyama being carefully watched. She's a player the United States know all about. She was in an all-star team during her time playing in the Women's Professional Soccer American League. Christy Rampone doing the covering. 36-year-old mother of two and captain from New Jersey. The only survivor from the 1999 squad, though she didn't play in the World Cup final that year. This is Ando Kawasumi, who scored two in her World Cup debut against Sweden in the semi-final. One of them was a fantastic goal. The second one, the volley, is taken quickly. Ono lays it back. Miyama long towards Ibishimizu, but Shamambok's doing her job.
And just over 25 minutes into this half, Japan, although they've been outshot 9-2, has to be encouraged. They're not down by a few goals.
I have to say, on the balance of play, the USA should have had one. They haven't taken advantage, and Japan are just beginning to start to get a foothold in things. You always get the impression, though, with this US side, that there are goals in the team. Not like that, though. Rapinoe gets a little shout from an angry Abby Wambach about that particular delivery.
Well, and I think encouraging for the U.S. is they've showed people they can play a better possession game. I mean, now the next thing for them is to finish off these chances, as we've said, because Japan will gain confidence as they go.
It's Carly Lloyd, who plays for Atlanta Beat, not doing too well in women's professional soccer. They'll need her back. Now Wambach's away here. Only O'Reilly up there with her. She goes to the shot off the underside of the bar. Superb effort. It's come to O'Reilly and then Lloyd and then wide. How unlucky was Abby Wambach there?
This just goes to show you the referee makes a good call here. She says play on, play the advantage, and the way that Abby can hit a ball, how hard she can hit it with her left foot, her favorite foot, she can strike those from any distance, and she gets a hold of this one. Perfectly placed, looks like it's going in the upper corner, and it just keeps rising, unfortunately for Abby. That was a bit unlucky because she hit that about as good as you can.
That looks like going in all the way for her 122nd international goal, which puts her number 4 all-time among international scorers from any nation. She is one of the great goal scorers of women's soccer.
And the 5th one off the post for the United States this tournament, so they're used to this.
O'Reilly again. Comes out towards box, but Omali Sawa, the big star of Japanese football, brings it away. Looks up, assesses the options, but gives the ball away. Picked up easily by Carly Lloyd. I have to say the USA are playing very, very well here.
On both sides of the ball, and Japan, for what we've seen against two of the best teams in this tournament, in the host Germany and Sweden, they just played them off the park. Japan did, and so you're not seeing that same momentum from the Japanese side today, and that's due to the U.S.'s compact defensive style.
I think that was part of the thinking going into this game, based on Japan's style. That the USA not only want to win this World Cup, but they want to put on a show of classy possession football doing it. I think the boundaries of the women's game are moving with teams like Japan and France. Their flair and fluency here has made all the coaches think. But here's Ono for Japan, and a chance here for Ando! Straight at Hope Sawa, but that's the danger. You keep missing chances, you might pay for it with a sucker punch.
And Japan so good at slipping little balls through. You can see onside for Ando, and she just loses her angle there. Possibly could have even afforded to take a touch and then pull it back.
Good chance for Kazue Ando, who plays her football in Germany for Duisburg. She made her debut for Japan when she was only 16 at the World Cup of 12 years ago.
I talked to her before this World Cup, Sawa, and I said, what do you want out of your 5th World Cup? She said, I want this one. I just hope we can make it something special. I think she's accomplished that.
Yes, they already have done that. They've never gone beyond the quarter-finals before Japan. That was in 1995. The USA beat them on that occasion in the quarter-final. Every other time, knocked out at the group stage. So the strides being made by Japan are huge, and we understand the coaching in that country is of the highest standard, even for schoolgirls of 12.
All of it is based from 5 to 12 years old in Japan on technique, technique, technique. They don't even play big games. They don't have the space to, they say. But repetition and technical development, small-sided games.
Kawasumi to Samishima. All comfortable on the ball, or nearly all of them, the Japanese women. Nadeshiko, as they're known, the beautiful pink flower, symbolizing the ideal Japanese woman. Dance might have been difficult there, but Sawa always very composed on the ball. She did give the ball away for the Sweden goal in the semi-final. Apologised profusely to all her teammates. She doesn't really need to apologise for too much the way she's played here. Time a loose ball. Krieger picked it up and found Abby Wambach. People like Shannon Box and Abby Wambach and Heather O'Reilly, Carly Lloyd have been around for a long time, over 100 appearances for the United States, but no World Cup win. They're looking to put that right here.
No World Cup, 12 years for the United States.
They'll be frustrated that they haven't had the payoff for the pressure and chances. Lonely plays it back again towards Lapalbet. Again, the Japanese cover is good enough. Played in back by Rempo! And the header this time is over the bar from Lauren Cheney. And that was another opportunity.
And look at this ball in. So good. Japan presses all the way out, and that's the danger when you come that high, as you leave that space. Kaori wasn't tied in behind them, and this has to be on target again for the United States. Wasted opportunities in front of goal, and that's not an easy one by any means, but the U.S. has to be sharper. 12th shot and only one on target for the United States.
Cheney's already scored twice in the tournament, including one in the last game against France in the semi-final. Beautiful goal, really. Much, much harder than the opportunity she had there, in all honesty. Samishima. He plays at Boston Breakers. Back to Miyama. Miyama's home was hit by the earthquake and tsunami, and she lost 4 friends in the disaster.
And the danger again, Ian, with this lack of finishing is that you're playing a very good Japanese side that knows they have life when this game is at 0-0 like this, or even close. U.S. could have had a few already in this first 35 minutes.
Just need more devil in the finishing. Not ruthless enough so far. The World Football Challenge continues on ESPN2 Saturday, July the 23rd. Chicago Fire taking on Manchester United. Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Herbalife World Football Challenge on ESPN2. Sameshima's long ball cut out by Krieger. Shannon Box, at her 34th birthday since arriving here in Germany. And past 150 caps for the USA. Splendid effort. And that's the possession football the USA are looking to play. Just not quite so up and at 'em. Bit less blood and thunder. And sometimes we've seen it might be a case of Japanese silk and USA steel today.
And the hard thing is when you play that possession style, you're slowing the game down a little bit, but you have to play with some urgency still.
This is Ono, the number 11 for Japan. Decent looking ball in towards Ando. Listen to the fans react every time Japan get into the USA penalty area.
Japan, for not being a set-piece corner kick team, has been actually very productive on corner kicks at this World Cup. 3 of their goals coming off corner kicks.
Taking a different route this time, and it's Kawasumi who knocks it over the bar. She doubled her tally for Japan in the semi-final. Up to 4 goals now.
She had 29 minutes coming into that semi-final, and Sasaki decided he's going to start her over Nagasato, who's coming back from an injury. She puts in 2. It's productive. Productive start.
Great decision. That's the only change they've made in the whole tournament. Otherwise, team's been same as you were every game. O'Reilly playing it back to Krieger, who until recently was playing in this city for Frankfurt. She used to come to this stadium and watch American international Ricardo Clark playing for Eintracht Frankfurt, so she knows the stadium well. Never on the pitch before, though. That was a loose one. Here's Miyama again. Never does anything in too much of a hurry. Always picks the pass. And that was almost a very good one to Ando.
And number 7 for Japan, Ando, having some success now at slipping through. Critical that Hope Solo is coming fast off her line, like she did there.
Krieger again to Carly Lloyd. And just hold on to the ball in here. That's well played to Megan Rapinoe, the guitar-strumming Californian. Cheney deemed to have fouled Azusa Iwashimizu.
It's always nice when a referee smiles at you instead of yells at you, and I think that is a good call there. You can see Lauren Cheney just giving her a little nudge.
Apart from Cheney, Hope Solo and Abby Wambach have been shortlisted for the Most Valuable Player Award, which will be made after the final whistle here. And this is the player who just went down there, Shinobu Ono of Japan, plus Aya Miyama and Hamadi Sawa. They're all in the running. Few others as well, including Marta, the World Player of the Year from Brazil, but I don't think she's going to win it, really. Brazil knocked out by the USA, of course, in the quarters. The only thing missing from this USA performance is goals so far. Miyama does well. Samishima. Carly Lloyd substituted in the semi-final. There were those wondering whether she might actually be left out for the final, but I think the coach really likes what she does in midfield, and day after her 29th birthday, I think it would have been a hard call to suddenly leave her out of a World Cup final.
And I think she's played well today in the midfield. Shannon Box has played well. Their entire midfield has done well, which was an area of concern in the last few games.
Shannon Box, can she find the right kind of cross here? I think the referee said that the ball went out of play there. Again, she's had a terrific game in the midfield so far. USA have been bossing this final up to now. At half-time we'll have first half analysis, and Bob Holtzman, our expert reporter with the US camp, reporting from pitch side. Here's Miyama. Good bout of passing, but look at the pressure on the ball there. Brilliantly done by the USA. Just would not let them settle into their passing rhythm in that area of the pitch. Miyama again. Sakaguchi's not really got into it in central midfield today, and the way she often does. Look at Christy Rampone here, coming forward from defence. Covering good again. Sawa is all composure. Coming up to 80 goals for her country after the 4 she's had here, and today making her 172nd appearance for Japan in a career that's lasted 18 years. Here's Shinobu Ono. I'll go the other way, she says then. Finds a cute little ball in towards Ando. Only needed a touch, just a little bit long. But there's the danger.
What a ball that was. She shimmied a defender one way, showed right, lapel it bit, and then plays that beautiful textured ball in across. Look, she just lifts it up, chips it in, and what it does, it almost has like a backspin on it, so it tries to stay in with Ono. Sorry, Ando. What a nice ball.
I was going to say, Julie, Ando had got the wrong side as far as the USA were concerned. Of Ali Krieger there as well. Got in front of her.
In the US, they're going to go in at half and be able to applaud the way they're playing, but they have to have more urgency in front of goal, more precision. They know that.
Because you'd have to think Japan might improve in the second half, having had a look at the USA's strategy here. I wonder if they're starting to think, Japan too, has this ball got our name on it today? I know players sometimes feel that. They've had enough escapes.
Well, and there's sometimes you just feel like you've run out of luck as well on the other side.
No such negative thinking can be allowed, of course. But the breakthrough hasn't come, frustratingly, from Sawa. Look at the room here for Kinga, the right back. Some defending to do now, and then Ono's attempted volley is way off target. Ono did score in the Olympic semi-final 4 years ago to put Japan ahead. Half-time here. Fascinating stuff, a story of missed chances. And Wambach cracking a shot off the underside of the bar. All the drama may still lie ahead. We've had a fair bit so far. At half-time then, USA 0, Japan 0, as we send it back to Bob Lee.